get ready, tune in, unwind. It's the Smoke World Podcast. It's time to talk about what's happening, baby. So run, don't crawl. It's the Smoke World Podcast. It's time to think, so go ahead and get yourself a smooth drink. It's the Smoke World Podcast. Light up your cigar, put your feet up, and don't go too far. So tune in weekly in your car, at home, or on your phone, and listen in the Smoke World Podcast, hosted by Stone.
What's up, folks? Welcome to another episode of Smoke World. I'm your host, Stone. So go grab that stick. Go grab a glass, whatever you're drinking. Let's sit back and have a conversation. I'm joined by my brother, the Leaf, my man, Greg. Now, here's the interesting thing. We're here at the lounge, smoking, we're drinking, and Greg, first time, PCA, New Orleans.
Yes.
First of all, thank you for joining me, brother. How you doing today, man? You all right?
It's a beautiful thing to be sitting here with you. Smoke World. PCA for me was the first time. Been around the business for over 25 years as a consumer. The last 5 years as a retail associate or
yes, sir.
Whatever. I'm a very knowledgeable connoisseur of the leaf.
Absolutely.
First walking into the convention center in New Orleans and seeing all the displays,
It's a lot.
it was a mind-blowing experience.
It's a lot.
Being around cigars for as long as I have been around cigars, and to see from the manufacturer to the retail and to the consumer,
Yes.
it's an awesome thing.
A different side of what's going on, what you would like to enjoy. So, with that being the case, first time, and they haven't been to New Orleans since 2015. I've been to several. I've been to the ones in Las Vegas. Next year, 2026, they're planning on having it back in New Orleans again. Again, like I said, thing about New Orleans for me, the food, the flight was much a lesser time for flight-wise.
Yeah.
Those things I enjoyed. But honestly, for me personally, this experience was a little different, and I didn't like the vibe. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know if it was me or it was the vibe of the vendors that I spoke with.
I understand.
Because I came in as media, and my job is to have a discussion about your product, maybe a new product for 2025, and then maybe it could just be me. I'm getting older and my patience ain't there like that. They try to beg you to have a conversation, number one, and we looking for cigars as a dog treat. Like, okay, he's looking for cigars. That's not the whole thing. Again, It's a little bit more than that. But that's me personally. So I would love to hear your side because, again, this is your first one, and you're coming from a different perspective. And like I said, the visual is awesome. It's awesome. PCA did a great job of putting this thing together. And I want to, I don't want to monopolize the conversation as far as what I experienced.
I kind of agree with you to a certain degree because from what I've seen with a lot of cigar companies that were there, they seem like that if you wasn't a retailer,
if you ain't spending no money, get the fuck
and you
out
wasn't
of here.
spending no money,
Get the fuck
they
out
looked
of here.
at your pass
Yes.
around your neck, and they might have gave you some conversation, and that's it. But me being with the owner of the lounge here,
Yes.
I even seen with some manufacturers was kind of skimpy on the new releases that you want us to buy.
Right.
And this is on the retail end. Now, walked around a few times by myself, nobody engaged unless I was putting in an order.
Gotcha.
So I felt that vibe, and that was my first time.
Now, it's funny you said that because there were several individuals, again, they come up representing the company, and hey. Then they see what the badge says, media, their whole attitude and perspective changes. Oh, they go to, I thought you had a store. Oh, okay, how you doing? And walk their asses out of it.
Exactly.
So,
because,
yes.
It's funny you say that because you're true. It's correct. a lot of them, if they thought you wasn't a retailer,
They
they didn't have a whole lot of rap for
Of course
you.
not. And I understand that to some degree. You're down there to conduct business. You're down there to make money. You're a vendor. You're down there to sell cigars. I can respect that. But you got to know, the PCA, you're giving out cigars.
Right.
Let's be honest. There is no way in the world that you're a vendor and you're thinking, I'm not going to be giving out cigars. That's part of the show. Because again, as a retailer, you're coming down there, you want me to buy this product, you should be more than happy to pass off
As
whatever
many
you're
as
trying
I want.
Yes.
So I can pass them out to my
yes,
customers.
to find out if my consumers will want this particular cigar in my lounge.
I noticed that, Stone, and I noticed that it was very clear
Okay,
at a
what-
lot of booths, you know, and also a lot of the representatives that was at PCA and with the companies that they represented. If you didn't have a relationship with a rep,
like, fuck you.
you wasn't important. I mean, I don't, you know, that's my observation.
Okay, and like I said, what you see is what you see. Bottom line. So, what I'm saying, like I said, again, shout out to PCA. PCA, you did your thing. Has nothing to do with the PCA. It's, you know, vendors are vendors. And I understand the objective. The objective is to make money and sell cigars. But it's a way to, you know, you have to do customer service.
Exactly.
And the thing is, I'm like, okay, I'm a media guy, but I got connections with a whole bunch of retail people. So my connection
You
and my
could be
reach.
worldwide.
Yes. So don't look at me and treat me real fucked up. That's what I'm saying. And that's how I felt. And, that's
And
like
you don't want to have to ask for a sample because you sound like a beggar.
Right. You like a dog looking for a treat or catnip. Like, come on, man. We're too old for this. Like,
Now,
what are we talking about?
And I'm quite sure, I know they were selling tickets at the door.
Whoa.
Don't hold me to it, but I thought if you wasn't invited or had to buy a guest pass or whatever, it was a fee.
Okay. So maybe it's okay. Yes, it was. So
I pay a fee and I still treat it like a peasant.
yes. So yeah. So
You
okay.
can't just walk in PCA.
No, you can't. So you have to be a retailer, and you get so many passes. And media, we got one pass. Last year they gave us 2 passes, one for the host and guest.
Camera.
But this year was just the 1 pass, and you have to pay for any additional passes. So you're right. You are paying for the PCA. You're going in there again. Like I said, the visual is awesome.
It's awesome.
Yeah, you're like, oh,
I've never seen nothing like that in my life.
It's like, oh, well, everybody's got their booths set up different ways. You know, some booths are bigger than the others, and the smarter vendors have their little booths to the side. But the big names,
The big names
they got
did
big
it
booths.
big.
Yes.
Hundreds of $1,000 displays.
Yeah. Now, speaking of hundreds of thousands of dollars, I don't know if you saw El Septimo with the $25 million humidors. Did you see those?
I saw that, and I didn't get a picture of it.
Bro, who we selling that? Who's buying that? This is what happens when you run out of stuff to buy when you got that much money. I'm not hating on El Septimo, but they had these
chic.
Yes, they had some dome-shaped egg
Yeah,
with rubies, gold,
and diamonds.
20. And this guy is on. Now, here's the gangster part about that, because I just saw on IG this guy from El Septimo is on IG, on social media period, selling one. He said, "Hey, if you're interested in purchasing one of these, who's buying that, bro? Who's buying that? I'm asking. Am I asking the wrong question? Who's buying a humidor that holds 30 cigars for $25 million fucking dollars, brother? Who's doing it?
I don't know.
That's not. I mean, I think that was unrealistic. I'm like, who's buying? Nobody's buying that. $25 million for a humidor that holds
And do
30
you think
cigars.
that was the original one that was there? I didn't see any guards around.
Oh no, they had
They had
guards.
guards?
Yeah, they had 2 security guards over there.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, who do you think is going to even buy that?
I don't know.
That was at that show. Maybe
Put that in a museum.
That's my whole point. Like, what are we talking about right now? $25 million. This is the cigar industry.
Corporate greed at its finest.
Is that what it was? All right, so you had a good time. So did you have a good time?
I hadn't been to New Orleans in about 30 years.
Oh, wow.
A lot of that stuff that was there wasn't there when I went.
Okay.
I think the biggest thing was the showboat. That's how long ago it was.
Gotcha.
But the food,
That's all about to get into the food.
I lost my mind.
So anything in particular that you recall that you went to you want to share?
I like seafood.
Okay.
So I found a great place for crawfish, catfish, gumbo. When you go to New Orleans, you got to eat New Orleans food.
Absolutely. Do you remember the name of the places you went to eat? Now I remember one spot.
It was right off of Bourbon Street. It's right off of Bourbon and Canal. I can't remember the name. But I don't know how I would survive if it was Mardi Gras. And we was on Bourbon Street on what? Saturday night or Friday night?
They had many things going on. They had the
Can
food
you
festival,
imagine
PCA.
Mardi Gras?
No, I cannot. Not at all, because that was packed down there.
Yeah.
Food festival going on.
They had
The New Orleans cigar. They had some other thing going on for cigars.
And they
New
had
Orleans
a
cigar.
music fest.
Yes.
That was literally right outside my hotel window.
Speaking of
They
that.
gave me vouchers for breakfast, but the stage was literally outside my hotel room.
Did you get any sleep?
It woke me up Sunday morning.
Get your ass up. Get your ass up. Now, like I remember the one place I went. It was called Mother's.
Mothers, yeah.
I went to Mother's.
I wanted
talked
to
some
make
people.
Mothers.
Yeah, I
How
talked
was
to some
the
folks.
food there?
It was good. So, again, I hadn't been in New Orleans since the mid-2000s. Based on my old job, I used to be down there probably maybe 3-4 times a month.
Oh, okay.
But we didn't really get a long period of time to, go enjoy the festivities and the culture. So, we asked some people, hey, we're at the convention center. We're somewhat close to this place so we can get something to eat that's authentic. They mentioned Mother's. So, we go to Mother's. When we get there, there's a line.
Right.
Let me rewind. Let me say this too, because let me rewind just if I can. Uber. Y'all rat, bum, and bash. They robbed me, goddamn. Because I was Ubering up down there. They got a couple $100.
30, 40, 46, 50.
Yes. It's a PSA. We're leaving the convention center. Now, you have to go to where they have all your rides, whether it be taxis or share rides. You go to a location, you go there. So we're on our way over there. We get there, and there's 2 taxis there. And we're on Uber right now. We're about to order the Uber to go to Mother's.
Right.
Luckily, my buddy, Sketches, asked a taxi. Hey, how much would it cost to go to Mother's from here? $10, brother. Uber, we on the app. It was $22 to go on Uber. And this taxi said it was $10 to go. So the PSA is, the lady told us, and she said, I'm not being biased because I drive this taxi. The taxis are a flat rate. We are cheaper because Uber depends on the time of the day. If it's busy, they're going to raise their prices.
Right.
If it's slow, they'll drop their prices. But the taxi costs $10 when Uber was looking for $22 fucking stinking dollars to go to 5 minutes down the road. So, folks, you're listening. You go down there, jump in the taxi.
I found out the hard way too. I'm Ubering everywhere. When it's time to come back, I think to go to the hotel on a Monday, it was like $50-something. I took a cab for $25.
You proved my point too. You proved my point. So now you asked me about Mother's. So we get to Mother's. There's a line outside the door, and I'm like, oh man, okay. I mean, I expect to be a wait. Okay, no problem because it's a food festival. And I want to say it was Saturday. It was a food festival. Okay, no problem. So maybe about 10, 15 people in line. But I noticed they opened the door. And they brung in about 10 people. I said, okay, this might work. This ain't too bad. So we get inside. We get in line again. And I'm like, okay, I want to sit down. I don't want to take the food out.
Yeah.
How does this work? There's a person in front of me. I say, hey, excuse me. How does this work? She says, I've never been here before either. I'm like, oh, damn, we all newbies. So long story short, making this story longer, we get up, order the food, and I asked the young lady at the register, hey, I want to sit down. She's like, no problem. Once you order, you get a receipt, you go find any table you want to sit at. The waiter will come over, snatch your receipt up, and bring your food to you. Oh, okay. So we get, so I got a combination platter, which was some jambalaya, shrimp creole. Bro, again, you had options. It seemed like everything I didn't order was on one plate. I got everything.
Everything.
And the crazy part, when the food came, it was a massive plate of food. And I said that to Sketches. I said, damn, bro.
I heard
this
good
is
things
a lot.
about
Yeah.
Memphis.
And the crazy part was my fat, greedy ass ate it all.
You ate it all.
Ate it all.
Smoke world.
Yeah, mind your business. I cleaned that plate.
But you know, I left one thing out. I never even thought I would ever eat an oyster.
Yeah, I ain't no fan of those, bro.
Me neither. But they have these
Yeah, they put them on the grill. And
charcoal
yeah.
broiled
Yes.
oysters. Man, I wouldn't eat them nowhere else. But they was delicious. I got them 2 or 3 times while I was down there. And a donut that's called, it's a donut to us.
Yeah, the
The beignets.
Yeah, bro. What?
Man,
Now, that's funny. I got a story about that, too.
man.
So, the first day they had the beignets, I want to say it was Saturday. Was it Saturday or Saturday night? Got the beignet. And folks were saying, no, this is kind of bootleg. The next day, that Sunday, they had a truck. That coffee and beignets. Now, here's the difference. That truck, that powdered sugar was like a pound of powdered sugar on 2 goddamn donuts, bro.
Yeah,
it was
too much on there.
Yeah, it was, yeah, bro. Come on, son.
Yeah.
And when I say you had to stand away from yourself, like, I mean, you couldn't eat that John sitting down. You
Yeah,
had to stand
too much
up
powder.
and like hold the donut like 5 feet away from you and bring your face to the donut because it's not a donut, but it's a beignet.
Beignet.
But we from the hood.
Yeah,
it's a
it's
goddamn
a
donut from the Chinese
Some
store.
dough with sugar on it. But it was delicious,
It was good.
especially with coffee. Every
Yes.
morning, I had 2 or 3. I had 2 beignets.
I had 2, and I went up to go get some napkins, and the guy was like, "You want more?" I'm like, "No, I'm fine." No, why not? Take more, take more, take more. So I took 2 more, but I didn't do nothing with them. I didn't save them the next day and trash them. But yeah, so you have to experience the beignets.
You have to experience the beignets.
But now, what was the nightlife for you? Where did you guys go on
Well,
the nightlife? Did you
Friday, I hung out with you guys on Bourbon Street.
Okay.
Then Saturday, I got a late invitation to Black Label. They had a party at an old police station.
Really?
I'll tell you the story with that. I took a Uber there,
Of course you did.
and it took me all the way across town, and it was dark where he let me out at. I'm like, you sure this the place? And I'm looking, it's dark.
Yeah, you
in
from,
New Orleans.
You from around the way. You know what? Yeah. Your spidey senses went up.
So it's an old jail, an old courthouse or something
Really?
that had an outside deck. And they had, Black Label had a nice little party.
Okay.
And I stayed there for about an hour or 2. That was
Okay.
Sunday. Saturday. And Sunday, back to the PCA, and then I went out and had dinner again.
Okay.
That Sunday. And those 2 days, I put in over 45,000 steps.
Yeah. Oh, that's not
20-something one day and 20-something the next day. Right there in the convention center.
Easily. Listen, bro. I'm glad you mentioned that,
It was a lot of walking.
bro. Okay, so I don't know if it was Friday or Saturday night. We went to Cuban Creations. Cuban Creations is a lounge that the PCA had everything hosted at. It was packed.
Okay, yeah.
Most of the time you couldn't find no seat, inside or outside. So I know when we walked to that location, I saw a spot that was doing massages. It was an Asian spot. Hey, we do massage. Come. So come Sunday, my feet were barking. I'm like, yo, man, my feet hurting like a motherfucker right now. I need to find that Asian spot that we passed. But we at Hemingway. Now, let me say something about these cigar lounges. The Fasa cigar that costs $8.
Yeah. Oh,
Bro,
go ahead.
they was robbing jokers down. Come on, man. Let me talk to these people.
I said
right now.
they wasn't gonna get money off us this weekend.
Bro, the Flathead, $7.70, $40. They was robbing people. Yo, stop playing right
Black
now.
was $64.
They robbing people down there. But I'm like, yo, this is the PCA. You know we know about cigars, right? So I'm like, okay, maybe they would get the stragglers who was watching everybody smoke cigars and they want to be part of the whole scenario.
And they got it.
They're going to stop playing down there in New Orleans. How you going to charge $30 for $8 motherfucking stick, man? Stop
People
playing.
didn't know no better.
They was playing
noticed
right
that
now.
from the beginning.
Bro, they was playing with that.
Yeah.
They was playing with that.
And I just imagine the money they made during Super Bowl week.
Oh, my God. Had to be crazy. Had to be crazy down there, bro.
They didn't take the stickers off.
These are fresh. These are fresh. I saw them putting fresh stickers on these damn cigars. And I'm like, yo, is this the right price? I asked the guy that. I said, yo,
they
is
ain't
this the
gonna
right
make
price?
no money off us.
The Fasa CAO $8 Smoke World Price cigar
Yeah.
was $28.99. Get the out of here, man. So I'm doing the weave right now. I'm doing the Donald Trump weave. I'm going back and forth with conversation.
Right.
Going back to your point about the 45,000 steps. My feet was killing me, bro.
Yeah.
On that Sunday. I'm sitting at the Hemingway, and I'm like, hold on. Where was that little spot that did the massages?
The feet massage.
Yeah.
They had a lot of them there.
Well, I thought they was. So
Yeah.
I asked somebody who lived there. Young lady who was the bartender. I said, hey, my feet killing me. I need to find a spot to get the massage. She was like, oh, it's right around the corner. Go down to the corner at Decatur. Make it right. It's right there. Okay. I do that. And it wasn't right there, bro. I walked around for about 15 minutes looking for this joint, brother. And just when I was about to give up, I saw a cop. I said, hey, officer. He's like, yeah, what's up, man? I'm like, yo, I'm looking for the massage spot. He gave me the look like, come on, so this man.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
buddy.
yeah, right. I said,
I might need to follow you.
Yeah, I said, come on, man. Y'all ain't got them kind of spots down here. I said, they said it's on Decatur. He was like, well, that's St. Louis down there, or St. Charles. I walked down there, nothing. I'm giving up at this point. My feet even hurt worse now.
Right.
As I'm about to give up, I turn down one of these streets, and what do I see?
Voila.
Hey, massage, come to $1. I run in that joint like, yo, I need this massage. $12 ain't gonna work. I need
feet
the 25. What? Feet on fire like a motherfucker. I go in there. I'm like, no, not the $12 one. Yeah, give me the one for 25 minutes. That was like $25. Now, go in, take your shoes off, do the thing, lay down. Now, I kept it quiet because the first 5 minutes hurt like a motherfucker. She was tearing my feet out. And midway in between my massage, Mama San come out. Hey, you want massage on your shoulder? I said, yeah, do it everything. I need everything. I'm right now busted up. Oh, that's going to be $38. I'm like, yeah, whatever it is, I don't give two hot dams. That's how bad it was. Now, people listening don't spend no money.
There's Smoke World.
Yeah, Smoke World. Like, oh, I was so busted. I was busted up like that. So, again, there was a lot of walking. So if you go to PCA, no matter if you're in Vegas,
That's a lot of walking.
you're gonna do
Be
a lot.
prepared to walk.
Yeah, make sure you got the right shoes and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? But Vegas, obviously, you can smoke everywhere in Vegas.
Yeah.
So that was the thing about New Orleans. That was the challenge. Because if you wasn't at one of those particular spots,
You couldn't smoke.
you couldn't smoke inside.
Yeah.
So you had to be at either the lounge
Or a
walking down
designated
the street.
area.
I smoke walking down the street,
Yeah.
but in Vegas, pretty much every place you can smoke. So that's the big difference between Vegas and New Orleans. That's what I noticed.
Yeah.
So now, would you go back? Oh, dang, take too long to answer that. Whoa.
I know they're going to be back in New Orleans
Yes.
next year. I would love to experience Vegas.
Okay, so you don't think you say you get one and done with New Orleans, you good there?
I enjoyed myself, but I had never seen it at Vegas.
That's true.
And it's been at Vegas, forever, right?
Yeah, since 2015. So the last time they were at New Orleans was in 2015. So that's been many years.
Oh, they was there before.
Yeah, they was there before.
Okay.
But the last time was 2015. So we 2025. So we're over 10 years or so.
I enjoyed the New Orleans, but I want to experience the Vegas.
Okay, so you're gonna stand by and wait till they go back to Vegas.
Yes, I would love to be there for Vegas.
Okay.
I had a good time in New Orleans.
I had a good time
I
too.
had a great
I ain't gonna lie about
time.
that. I had a good
It
time.
was a lot to do. It was very exciting. It was nonstop action.
Well, be careful with the words you use.
Good action.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
But the city was vibrant, alive, and the people were pretty mannered
Yes.
that I seen. Even on Bourbon Street, everybody was just having a good time. I think New Orleans is a great place to visit for the weekend.
That part. They did have a shoot. I hate to say it. New Orleans. I love y'all. On Sunday night, when I was walking to get my massage, I heard all these sirens.
I did. That
And
Sunday
on that
I
Monday-
was in the restaurant and I heard a lot of
And I'm walking. I'm like, okay, being what I used to do, I was
Right,
like, okay,
right,
my
you know what's
rent,
going on.
I'm
Yeah.
like, there's a lot of sirens going on, right? For a long time. The next day, 4 people got shot.
down
4 people.
there on
Near
near Canal Street.
Yes, 4 people were shot.
And I was down in a restaurant in that area Sunday night.
Oh yeah, me too.
And I heard all the commotion
Yes.
outside, but I had my crawfish.
And you was
I'm
in your
just
zone.
peeping out, eating.
In your zone.
Yeah.
In your zone. Well, look, brother Greg. Like I said, I won't hold you long, bro. I
Yeah.
appreciate you. Is there any way we can support you? You got social media we can follow you? What's your social media, brother?
My social media is Facebook, Speedboy Greg 75.
Okay.
The same for Instagram. I also want to say that I'm here at Cigar Sessions. I've been here for almost 5 years. Stopping and see.
Oh yeah, you the man. You the cat that's looking good.
I'm that
smelling
guy.
Good. Yeah, he's got
The
look
sick.
good, smell good. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be like him when I grow up. Yeah.
You had to be there in the beginning, though.
Oh, okay, my bad. Yeah, I don't. He's a you don't
But
know
I'm
the
a
backstory.
big supporter of your podcast and
Well, thank you,
anything you,
brother.
do.
Yes, sir.
We did one early
Yeah,
years
yeah,
ago
couple- yeah,
in
yes,
your
sir.
house.
Yes,
You
we
know what I
did.
mean?
Yes, we did.
And it's great to
I
always
appreciate
sit
you.
here and talk to you. And and I enjoy the company that we had with us.
Absolutely.
When we was hanging out Friday night, it felt like home,
That's
away
the
from
thing.
home.
Right, and that's what I love about this culture.
Yeah.
This culture, you meet some of the best people that become
nothing
like
like
family,
this
brother.
culture.
No, sir. Not at all, bro.
You could be sitting next to a hedge fund guy.
Yes.
Or you could be sitting next to a guy
janitor.
that's selling hot dogs.
That's that part.
And
don't
we
even
all
matter. We
come
get along.
together
Yes.
for the love of the league.
Yes.
So I appreciate you inviting me today.
Well, thank you,
And
brother.
it's time for me to go. It's
Appreciate you.
Friday.
Well, look, folks, again, Smoke World Podcast is the IG. Smoke World Podcast, if you're on Facebook, that's a group. Smoke World 50 TikTok. I know you laughing about TikTok. Don't sleep on TikTok. SmokeWorldPodcast.com is the website. Thanks for listening. We appreciate y'all. And guess what? We will see you on the other side. Peace out.
It's the Smoke World Podcast. It's time to talk about